Yo, what's up, guys? It's Juice. Here's the first video, week 0 of Wildcard Wednesday, going over the importance of music and, my thoughts on whether or not it's a crutch or if it's kind of a powerful tool that we can use to enhance discipline. So, I think the three big things that I think are really in favor of music and its ability to help with promoting discipline are its capability to influence emotions, and then that kind of ties into how it can influence states of focus and concentration. And then finally, I think also it has an impact on energy level. So, on the emotional influence front, you can regulate your mood with music of different tempos or different genres. So, when I'm in the gym, I like to bump a nice, healthy mix of hip hop, EDM, and rock music. And that I find really gets me going, especially when I'm going for really intense sets or trying to PR on a lift, or I'm doing my 30 minutes of cardio and I hit that 1/2 mark, and I the demons in my head are telling me to take it easy. I can really just key into the music, and that takes me into a state. It helps me dissociate a little bit from the pain, which I think is a powerful aspect of music. I think also you can use music to help put you back in previous mental states. So music can trigger memories, right? So like if you're listening to a song and something good happened to you, um, you can tend to associate that specific song with that good thing. And so if you're feeling bad, I think you can use music as a tool to put you in a better emotional state. So literally this morning I woke up, I bitched out of my run this morning because my calf was killing me, but these are all excuses, right? And so I was pissed off, and I felt like I couldn't even, like, I was so pissed off that I didn't even want to adhere to the rest of my schedule for today. Um, and so I had to kind of take a second and think about, you know, well, me being pissed off, should I let that impact the things that I need to do in order to get to where I am? Is that going to create a negative feedback loop, right? Like I miss one target, and then I'm just going to say, F it, I'm not even going to try for the rest of the day. I'll start tomorrow. Like, I think I've found that I've been in those kinds of thought patterns, and been experimenting with using music to break out of that. So, for example, today I was, like I said, I was, just really in my head, pissed off. So I put on one of my favorite songs that I've been listening to lately, and that kind of helped me recalibrate and salvage the rest of the day as best I could. I think also music can help you reduce anxiety and improve mental health. So, like, if you're somebody that's super anxious or neurotic and you kind of get lost up in your head, I think finding music that resonates with you on a, I don't know if it's a spiritual level or whatever you kind of want to, whatever adjective you want to use. I think using music as a tool to regulate your mental state is definitely a plus in favor of music. And then I think on the front of discipline, right, classical music has been proven to increase focus and concentration. Um, Although that's not really the type of music I listen to when I'm studying, I think it might be a cool little experiment to get into listening to classical music and seeing how that impacts my productivity, especially during those windows of studying where I kind of feel burnout, a third of the way, half of the way through, using different types of music, different genres that kind of key me into different states. Might be valuable. So that's something that I'm looking at. And then additionally, incorporate it, like part two of this, right, is making specific playlists for specific activities, right? So I have a playlist for the gym. I actually have two. I have a playlist called Anabolic Church Music, which is kind of like my um, bass level music that's just kind of background noise, and then I have songs to plot murder to, which is like the playlist of songs that I use to key into that, overdrive state where I'm really pushing, and kind of give me that extra motivation to ignore, you know, the painful existence that I'm usually in those scenarios. And then, you can break it into when I'm studying engineering, I want to listen to this playlist. When I'm studying economics, I want to key into this playlist. When I'm learning about the foreign exchange markets and I'm trying to trade, I'll key into this playlist. And I think stratifying your playlist, making a lot of different categories and keying it into specific tasks, I think there's a lot of potential for that to play into being more productive. So that's something that I'm also going to be trying for the next month or so, and we'll kind of see. I'll let you guys know what I think by the end of the month, and if it's going to be a change that I'm going to keep. But for now, I think so far music has been very helpful in those kinds of areas. I think finally, you can kind of use music in creative ways. So if you think that music is a distraction, like when I was growing up, I was always told, don't listen to music when you're studying, don't listen to music when you're trying to concentrate because it's distracting you and you can't put 100% into what you're actually focusing on because, 8% is being distracted and diverging towards, understanding the lyrics and keeping up with the tempo and recognizing patterns and those kinds of things. So I think that's kind of where the discussion, it's like the natural, I don't know, area of conflict in that kind of discussion is to what extent is music a distraction and to what extent can you use it to enhance your mental state or your physical state when you're doing an activity. And one kind of cool thing that I've been playing around with is using music to set timers. So instead of setting a timer for 30 minutes for my cardio, I'll have a playlist that's exactly 30 minutes or, with a little bit over. And when the playlist is done, that's when I know I'm done. So then I don't really have to be checking the clock all the time. I kind of will know by virtue of how far along I am in the playlist, how much more time I have. And I feel like that's kind of a fun game to get you out of your head with regards to that. So that's kind of my thoughts on music. I think one thing I will say is that you don't want to be overly dependent on music. Like, I know people that if they, haven't charged their earbuds or their headphones, they just say, fuck it, I'm not going to go to the gym because I can't get a good workout if I'm not listening to music. And I think that's over dependency is like with any tool, like your phones or the computer or a calculator or I don't know, there are numerous other examples, but we have all these vehicles and mechanisms to improve performance, but we don't want to them to kind of become crutches and the absence of those mechanisms to dissuade us from doing what we need to do. So, there will be periods where I'm, really listening to music and music is like an integral part of my routine. And then I'll try to take a couple weeks and I don't know if it's really a dopamine detox, but kind of distance myself from it and get back to that base state of it doesn't matter what's going on, it doesn't matter what I'm listening to, it doesn't matter if I have music, it doesn't matter how I'm feeling. I still need to get stuff done, I still need to get shit done. So I think playing with becoming more comfortable in environments or situations where not everything's going to be 100% right or everything's going to go the way that you want it to and still delivering and performing, I think is something that one builds confidence and two helps you be more versatile and adaptable. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about music and its role as either a tool to enhance your productivity or whether you think it serves as a distraction, and also what songs you guys have been listening to stay juicy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.